When it comes to white-tailed deer, few racks in history have stopped hunters in their tracks the way that Dustin Huff Buck did. This isn't just another big deer. It's one of the most impressive, typical whitetails ever measured. A near-perfect example of what nature can create when genetics, age, and habitat align. The Dustin Huff Buck was officially scored by the Boone and Crockett Club at 211 4/8 inches. Net typical, making it the largest typical whitetail ever taken by a hunter in the United States. And the second largest typical whitetail in the world, just 2 inches behind the legendary Milo Hanson Buck from Canada. What sets this deer apart is its remarkable symmetry and balance. Each main beam stretches nearly 28 inches, with matching tine lengths and powerful mass that holds throughout the rack. The inside spread measures just over 21 inches, giving the rack a wide, commanding frame that looks almost sculpted. There are 13 scoreable points, every one of them clean, defined, and true to the classic whitetail shape, tall G2 South and G3 South that rise like towers. Perfect brow tines and sweeping beams that curve forward with elegant proportion. Mass is another standout feature. Even near the tips, the beams retain thick, solid circumference, a sign of both maturity and exceptional nutrition. Each base measures around 7 inches in girth, showing this buck was in peak condition at about 5.5 years old. Its body matched the antlers too, roughly 300 pounds on the hoof, a true monarch of the Indiana hardwoods. But perhaps the most extraordinary thing about the Huff Buck is how natural it is. No abnormal kickers, no non-typical points, just a pure, textbook frame that seems almost mirrored from left to right. Boone and Crockett scorers described it as one of the most flawless racks they'd ever measured. In the world of whitetail records, typical racks rarely push past 200 inches. Reaching over 211 while maintaining that perfect symmetry is nearly unheard of. For decades, the James Jordan Buck from Wisconsin held the American record at 206 1/8. Then, over a century later, a quiet hunter from Indiana, Dustin Huff, surpassed it with a deer from ordinary farmland. The Huff Buck changed perceptions of what kind of deer could come from Indiana and reminded the hunting world that record-class genetics aren't bound by geography. It's a once-in-a-generation animal, a deer that will stand in the record books and in the imagination of hunters for years to come. So when people talk about the Dustin Huff Buck, they're not just talking about a big deer. They're talking about one of the most beautifully balanced, scientifically perfect, and awe-inspiring examples of a typical whitetail ever recorded, a true masterpiece of the wild.